So you're listening to Vintage Visions. I'm your host, DJ Kada, and today we have a very special guest on the show, also a reoccurring guest, Fony Wallace. How are you doing, man?
What up, my boy? I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm chilling, dude. I'm hella excited about this. I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity.
Thanks for having me, bro. I really appreciate it.
So,
Always.
so I guess as far as like for those of you who don't know, you should know by now. But if you don't know Fony, he is a producer from Long Island, New York. He's been coming up the underground last couple years, and I actually got the opportunity to interview him about 2 years ago. So definitely go check that interview out if you want to know a little bit more about Fony. But today we're doing something very special, very exclusive. We'll talk about Big Fat Fony, which is
BFF.
Fony's new project that he's going to be releasing. Man,
Yep.
super excited about that. But yeah, I mean, I so as far as before we get into it, we wanted to talk about your last two albums, Phony Stein and Reen Cannon. Kind of just give me a little bit of like overview of those, kind of what went into those. How do you like those projects, and how does the production differ between those two projects and between now?
So really, FONYSTEIN, very rugged album. Definitely, you can tell it's 2 years old by now. If you listen to my beats now and then hear that project, you're like, these beats are nowhere near as good. So in my opinion, I don't think the beats are as good on that. The songs are amazing. I feel like still they hold up. They're timeless. And honestly, Fony Stein is a fan favorite. Like everybody loves Fony Stein. Like even my closest friends say that Fony Stein is better than Reen. Some of them say that. And I'm like, all right, but I personally don't think I think Fony Stein is what it is. I love it, but it's at the bottom of the list for me.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, like when I was listening, I went back and listened to Phony Stein, and I was just writing some notes you saw through what I sent you, but just like a lot of hard bass. We still get those like random phony sounds, like you were talking about, just like grabbing random sounds. I think it was kind of like the end of that era. You can definitely
Yeah.
hear that. And then I think that tape just really encapsulates like what phony sound was at the time, like what your sound was, and who you were working with, like all that. Like it was just definitely a classic for sure.
Yeah.
And then like moving on to Reen Cannon, like just very like evolved. Like honestly, like when I first heard it, I was just like, damn, like Phony has evolved, like the next evolution. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
The synths definitely stick out a lot more. Just a lot more polished sound. And then just like a mix of hard and melodic sounds, and just a new wave, man. Like, yeah, tell me kind of what are your opinions about Reen Cannon?
So Reen, I love Reen. It's definitely my favorite piece of work that I have out right now. But even to me, it's like old to me now. I feel like BFF is just like blows it out of the water. So when I go back and listen to it, I'm like, yo, this was amazing for what it was at the time. But I definitely have evolved again, like you just said. But all right, so the beats on Reen are very poppy. I was going for a pop sound. I was going for like reinvented trap phony shit. But really, I was just like trying. It was more polished. It was more like mainstream sounding, but it was still like came back to the phony, like true classic phony sound. But there's so many bangers on that project. When I go back, I'm just like, holy shit, this thing is beautiful. But yeah, no, I love the beats on there. But and I got the plushie. So hold up. Um, it was the first tape where I had my own original character. Like Phonystine was from my Frankenstein era. I made Reen. I drew it myself in January of 2021. And just to have everyone love Reen the way I love Reen, like just introducing this weird looking character, I didn't really think that it would go that's this far. Like dropping plushies. This plushie we dropped this year. We got another plushie variant two announcement
Hey.
first. So just to have Reen like still be doing good over a year later just feels amazing. So yeah, like the support on Reen is like still amazing. People draw Reen still to this day, and I just really appreciate it. So Reen is like has a huge place in my heart, but
Mhm.
BFF, it's fun to blow it out the water.
Hey, that's hype, bro. I mean, I just very quickly, I kind of want to talk about like the plushes, like kind of how did that start, and where do you see that going?
The plushes started by my boy RUBUNBUN. He reinvented the drawing, my original drawing, and like just became like the main like director for the art of Reen, like for like all the logos and the plushie. He's like a genius with the logos and the artistry. So he came to me, he was like, Fony, like, let's do plushies. Like obviously everybody wants to do plushies. So I was like, hell yeah, we're doing the plushies. And so we got them made by this company. And there's gonna be a lot more. There's gonna be like a whole collection. It's meant for like to be collectibles, you know. So we got this one is the OG variant, the original colorway that I drew Reen in. And then the next one is for Halloween, obviously. It's October 1st. So it just fits that whole era. And then we're gonna keep it going. We're probably gonna make like 5 to 10, maybe more. I don't know. This is just the beginning, but I'm really excited about it because you know they're amazing quality. The new one is even better quality. So you guys are gonna love it. I gotta show you guys a picture of it soon. It's just amazing. You guys are gonna love it.
That's crazy, bro. I'm hell hype.
Yeah.
That's so fire, bro. Like
Plushies.
phony collectibles out here, man.
Only collectibles, really, because I've loved knickknacks and like collectibles and like weird things like that my entire life. So just to have my own just feels like a dream come true, honestly. And they sold out. The next one's probably gonna sell out. Everybody loved them, so I'm just really happy with how everybody really loves them, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So as I guess is going back to BFF, introduce me to it, man. How did everything come together? How did you start piecing this idea, and what was the catalyst?
So BFF, I've just been for the last like 2 years or a year and a half, I've been very inspired by films, TV shows, and stuff like that. So with BFF, I was like, I just need to have an album that's inspired by like movies and film. So pretty much I was like, I want to make this album be like a soundtrack. Like I want it to sound like a soundtrack to like a phony movie, you know, if there was a phony movie. So that was pretty much the main catalyst. And I was like, all right, I actually need to keep on chipping away, making the greatest beats that I can make, collecting the beats that I love, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it really started. And then it just takes a while for it to all come the way I want it because it's hard. It's really hard to make a producer album to be what you want because when you're working with great artists, they want to just make what they like what they want to make on the songs, or just like whatever it comes out to be is what it is. Like you just have to accept that. So it's like sometimes it doesn't go in the greatest way you want it, but you gotta just like be like, this is what it is. Like we're this is everyone's gonna love this regardless because everyone's always so hard on themselves. Like as creatives, we just like, are people even gonna like this? But you just gotta drop that and just make the best music you can make, really. So yeah, that was just the beginning of it. And so I knew I wanted to make that's why I said I wanted to make something inspired by film. And it just took like this long to finally have something that I'm like, all right, this is really, really what I wanted to make.
Mm. So kind of like backing up, I know everyone's probably very curious about the blue Gary, or what's the character's name from Big Fat Liar or something? Wolf, Gary Wolf, or
Marty Wolf, Marty
yeah,
Wolf.
Marty Wolf. Yeah, yeah, man. I'm sure everyone's curious about that. Like, what's been going on with that?
So really with the profile pictures that I've been doing and like just the whole like image is just like it's just been like leading up to kind of thing. Like it's just like little hints. Like I started it with Marty Wolfstein walking up and he's in his suit. That was the first ever one I did, like when he's in the pink and like tan suit. So that was the first one. I just kept going with it, like getting the different photos of Marty Wolf, just hinting that the next album, if you know Big Fat Liar, the next album you're gonna be like excited that it's Big Fat Phony. So that's really what I like was going for with that.
Mhm. And then kind of like I wanted to wind back as well when you were talking about spoofs and stuff. Like, how did that even start? Like, did you like what at what age did you start kind of getting interested in that? And like, how did you begin to like want to do your own spoof and want to like put this project together?
I've been in the spoofs for like forever, honestly, probably since like sixth grade. Like me and my old friend Austin used to watch Scary Movie 1 and 2, and that's like a ginormous spoof that I still watch like all the time. So like I've always been into the spoofs for some reason, and also I've been into the spoofs since like that time too, with like Gucci Mane and like Waka Flocka mixtape covers, like how everybody is. Everybody loves those. So just like those are big inspirations too on like the musical side of the bootleg.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So why Big Fat Liar? Like, what about that movie appeals to you?
Big Fat Liar. Really, I've loved it ever since I seen it like 20 years ago. Obviously, like everybody has. But really, the name set it up for me a lot. I wanted this tape to have Fony in the title because FONYSTEIN, Reen. Then and then I just wanted another one with Fony in it because everybody like just likes that. I just feel like the aesthetic is right. So I was like, all right, this really works. It's a 2002 movie. It's 20 years later. I just want to make a soundtrack to this like in my own way. So I picked this one for the name. I knew the cover would be perfect. I just had the idea like instantly. Once I thought it, I was just like, this is crazy. I'm definitely doing this. So I just did it. Yeah.
Mhm. And so I happened to go back and like rewatch Big Fat Liar, and like as I was watching it, like there was certain things that appealed to me that kind of like I was trying to get in your headspace of kind of like why is he picking this movie as like his project? And so there's like certain things that definitely appealed to me, and I kind of wanted to ask, is there like a deeper meaning than just that? Like it maybe like some of like what happens in the movie and like specific like context of it and like the message, I guess, overall.
Yeah. So I really picked it from what I just said, but then also at the same time, like you said, you rewatch it, so you're probably seen that Marty Wolf is like the biggest scammer and like just he's just a phony. Like he's just like exactly what I wanted right when I like was thinking about this album, and also just the music industry in general is just so fake and phony and just like ridiculous, and that's just what the movie's about. So I was just like, oh my god, this fits so perfectly because the music industry is just ridiculously fake. So that also ties into it too. But really, it's just because it's a great 2002 movie that I thought would fit my aesthetic perfectly, and I was like, I just got to take this over real quick, make a quick little bootleg album.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'll kind of tie these next two questions in together, but like basically, kind of like what I thought from it was how like the kid like leaves his fuck like he he leaves his assignment of the movie Big Fat Liar in Marty
Yes,
Wolf's car, and then
yeah.
like he takes it, makes his big movie out of it and takes all the credit. And I was kind of thinking like maybe that's like Phony like sending beats to people and having his sound, and then like people are like, oh, like this is my sound and like this is my shit, and they're like blowing off of it, but like you're not necessarily getting the credit because like you're behind the scenes like producing all this stuff. Like that's kind of like my rationalization of it.
You see, imagination, you could think it. You could think it's anything you want. So I love that. I haven't thought about that, but I love that you interpreted it like that because you can just think it is whatever you want. But no, I didn't think it was like that because I don't feel like exactly I'm in that exact situation. Like I do get a lot of credit that I do love, but
Mhm.
that's a fire way of looking at it. I love that.
Yeah.
The no.
And then as far as like the overall message, like I know you said, and like I've asked you this question before, like when you approach like a producer tape, you're not really gonna have like a specific message, but do you feel like maybe that's kind of how it came out, or like is there maybe an overall message on the tape?
No, honestly, I wouldn't say there's an overall message as far as deeper looking into it. Like maybe there's just not. It's just like,
Uh,
yeah, maybe there's not, honestly, but I lost my train of thought of what I was gonna say.
I feel. Where does this like fit in with your overall like discography? Like, do you think it's right after Ring Canon? Is it like before, or like maybe it's totally different?
No, it's definitely different than what people probably would expect from me. It's my best production I've ever done easily. It's at the tip of the iceberg as far as like quality goes. And I think it's gonna everyone who said that FONYSTEIN was better than Reen is gonna be like, okay, Big Fat Phony is better than both of them. Because it's just like it just has to be. Like there's just no way that they're not gonna think that, in my opinion.
Hmm.
It has everything.
And then talk about more like the sound specifically, like when you were making these beats, trying to make the hardest shit you could, like what kind of samples were you getting, or like what type of beats were you like trying to make, and like kind of how did like the sound of the tape come together?
So I was really trying to make futuristic stuff mixed with like retro 2002, 2003 style, like Neptunes, like my favorite Pharrell stuff because Pharrell is just the amazing genius that he is, inspiring me and everybody. But so stuff like that, still trappy, still gives me like beautiful phony feel. Nothing that I would, it's nothing like, oh, like this is completely different than you wouldn't expect, but it's just like in the best way possible. It's like, oh, it's just like, oh, this is, I wouldn't expect this great of beats from Fony. So it's like, yeah, definitely in that direction. I'm very excited for everybody to hear this and just be like blown away that how good it is, honestly.
Mhm. So I'm gonna go like I'm sure everyone's wondering this is kind of like the elephant in the room right now of like who is on it, but we're not gonna answer that question. We're gonna wait for that. But like how many songs are on it and kind of like how long you been making this tape? You said about a year and a half, right?
Yeah, I've been making it for about a year and a half. Really tuned into it for about a year, like making like just stacking the beats away. And there's 13 songs on it because it is coming out October 21st. And it is a Halloween, the first ever Fony Halloween seasonal album, which is cool. I've always dropped in like August, September. So this is like just something different for me. So I'm very excited because I love Halloween. Honestly, it's my favorite, one of my favorites. So I just think it's gonna be perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Isn't Otto's birthday in Halloween? Or am I thinking about?
October 2nd. It's October 2nd.
Yeah,
Usually it's Otto's month. Shout out to Otto 3 times, but
yeah. Shout out Otto.
I just have to take this one over. Like I just think that he'll just appreciate. He's all over it, so I think he'll still love this shit. So
And then is the production on BFF, is that all solo or are you collabing with people?
there's only like maybe let me think. There's only one I think solo beat on there. It's lots of collabs because I love working with all the great co-producers that I work with. There's a whole bunch of people on there. I can actually name the producers because that's valid. There's we got Otto on there, obviously. We got Caden Bobaden on there.
Hey,
We got who else do I got on there? I got Mains on there. Shout out to Mains, beautiful, beautiful. We got Kill James on there.
yeah,
Gotta have Kill James on
yes,
there.
sir.
Trying to think about who else I have right now. Who else do I have? I have okay. I have Ladoni on there. Great new one. You guys will love those songs. Um, okay, that's all I'll name drop for now because I'm gonna leave the rest for a surprise because I can't remember also.
For sure.
Great beats though. You guys are gonna love this.
And so I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to be like an interview, but kind of how do you like get in the vibe of like starting a project and like how do you keep up with this? Because I mean, man, like you're still out here posting beats every day. You're putting, Trumpster just dropped a tape, dropped an album. You're on that. Like you're constantly like, how do you even do you like how do you operate, bro? Because like, I, I
It's a
mean,
lot going on.
yeah, there's a lot going on there.
So I'm very honestly like organized with the way I work. Like I work all day long, every day. So I'll make like 7 to 10 beats a day, on the light end like 5. And then those like get split into categories of like I'm selling these 3, I'm sending these 3 to whoever I like on them, and I'm saving this one for my album. And then that's pretty much it. Like I'll just do that every single day. And then just wait a long time and to see what happens with them because it's just a waiting process.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So what are like certain things that you tell yourself, like maybe you like to like make yourself not be lazy or like kind of like motivate yourself, man? Because like motivation is key, and it's hard to like keep motivation and like be disciplined like that.
No, it really is. Honestly, I naturally have like such a love for music that I'm just like super passionate about waking up every day and making music. Like it's like I'm kind of just blessed with that. I feel like more than like some other people because I just feel like the end goal is so close to me at all times. Like what I really want, like just making amazing music and say like going platinum one day and stuff that I'm very motivated to work towards that goal every day.
Hmm.
And matcha.
Yeah. Um Sorry, I lost my spot here. How has your process changed like when you like with your tapes and stuff? Has anything changed like when you make a beat? Are you spending more time with your beats? Like how kind of how's that process changed?
Definitely spending more time making the beats because you gotta put some real quality work into it. It takes a while. Honestly, I have like 13 versions of some of the beats on here because I'm just not happy with them. Like I'll just be like, all right, this isn't it. I gotta add this, change that. And then eventually I'll just listen to it so many times that I just like boot it because I'm like, I'm just judging this work too hard. But yeah, no, it's a big part of the process. It's like a process of elimination a lot of times. I'm like listening to what beats can really fit the tape because it's like I said, it's like I'm trying to make a soundtrack. So I'm trying to have these beats sound in the same like family kind of like when it comes to when it goes on a big album. I'm not trying to make like a country beat and then make like a trap beat. I'm trying to make like things that can coincide like inside each other. You know what I'm saying? Like go and flow into the next song perfectly. So yeah.
Definitely. And so now, like the moment we've all been waiting for, man, like you've been talking about, like this isn't just a regular, this isn't just another phony tape. This is, we got a skit, we got like you have so many ideas and just so much that goes into this. Like talk about the skit, man, and like what what can we even expect from that? Like I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm just been so inspired by like the direction of films and like the way stuff is filmed, and I just love it. I have such a big like love. I've gained like a love for that in the past like 2 years. Like I see the artistry in like TV shows and movies so much now that I'm just been like I want to put, and visuals are such a big part of um like promotion nowadays that I'm like I just thought it would be really cool if I didn't just do music this time, if I did like a short film to go with it because it's a movie album as well, that it would just feel so like funny and like organic. I was like I have to do it, so I wrote it, took like a week to write, and then I I figured out who would be the best people in it. So I got Trumpster in it, I got Otto in it, and then I got my close friend Henry in it, who literally has the best part in it. Everybody's gonna get introduced to him and they're gonna love what he's doing. Um, so like I said, I wrote it, directed it, edited it, all that. And we filmed it June 24th and June like 18th or something, two separate film days. And you guys can just expect for some little funny from me for once, like a little change, like I just think everybody would really enjoy that. And it has it's like true artistry in it too. It's like the like I'll take like little things I see in Breaking Bad or I see in Sopranos or I see in a movie, and I'll like try to like make my own like little like clip of that and like and then I edited it into this film the best way I could. So I think everybody's gonna love that. They might even like that more than the album. I might get into being a director one day.
That's crazy. So like first thing that came to mind was like you said you wrote the script. How did you even know how to write a script? Where do you even start from there?
I didn't really know how to write a script, but just from watching so many great shows, like pretty much like Breaking Bad is like the main like I've watched it so many times, like it's on right now in the background that I'm just like so inspired by like what they did as far as direction that I just like can take it, interpret it in my own ways, and then like put that down on the notes pad and make something that like someone who likes Breaking Bad would like that's how like music goes too, really. Like you're just inspired by three people, four people, and then you take a little bit of everything and make it into your own. It's pretty much like that. And I really don't. I guess I am a good writer a little bit. I've written some songs for people, so this came a little bit easy as far as that goes because I've done that before. But it was really fun. It took like a week. It's hard. It was hard to like put it together as far as like this goes first, that goes second, this goes third. So I was like, when I was directing it, I was like all over the place, picking pieces from this and that, and then just made it into one in the end.
Mm-hmm. And then I asked you this question earlier, like over text, but like how much did you kind of reference to Big Fat Liar into like what the actual skit is and kind of how did you make that like comparison?
Yeah. So the skit really is like it's more Big Fat Liar based on the looks of it. As far as the script goes, it's like my own, it's like my own way of like just telling a little story that has to do with like a phony version of Marty Wolf. Like I'm being like faking it a little bit as far as like I don't want to give away the script, but you guys will see that I'm being I'm being foo in it, and But as far as Big Fat Liar, it's really about the looks. Like I dressed up as like a phony Marty Wolf. So you guys are gonna laugh like hysterically. You probably, you guys have never seen me that vulnerable before. So I feel like it's just something like brand new for me. I'm excited about it. Like me and all my friends saw it, like who I showed it to. I always showed it to like 5 people, like the people that who were in it really, and they all like love it so much. They're all like really excited for it to drop. It's like the beginning of their acting careers. It feels like such a like a real film.
That's dope, man.
It's so tight. You're gonna love it.
And you said you actually dyed yourself blue for that, or did you dye yourself green?
No, I was gonna do green because of like just the original phony vibe, but no, I did blue. Didn't dye myself, but I put like paint all over the necessary parts to film it. Yeah, and I wore a orange wig.
That's dope. Really, really get into it. How long did it take to like get all that off?
The stuff it didn't take long. It wasn't
Oh,
that big.
okay.
I didn't go as hard as Marty Wolf did. That's for sure. I had, but I was on a very limited time schedule, so I didn't have too much time to like do it when it came down to it. I was like going to Florida in a couple days. I like just didn't have time, and my friends were busy, so I had one day to do Tromsø and Otto's part, and one day to do Henry's part, and then I like and my part, and then I like just edited it all together in the end. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
what does this mean as far as like future things? Like you said, you're editing, like you're doing video editing now. You're filming. Like, kind of how is
yeah.
that going to correlate to music in the future? And like, maybe you're going to film other people's music videos, or maybe Phony's going to start doing music videos or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I've actually always been I've been into editing for like 4 or 5 years. Like I've been editing music videos for people, but they just haven't became like notably like known that I've done that. But
Mhm.
I have some friends who do like Poji does amazing music videos. So I'm not taking away anything from like what Poji does, but so like I probably wouldn't be shooting my friends' videos. But as far as like movie editing and film editing goes, I'll do more of these and I'm just like learning the basics of editing really. Like I'm not claiming myself to be like an editor or anything, but it's just like a new creative path that's just fun. Like there's no problem with learning more creative like processes at all. So it's just like a little fun thing to do on the side for me.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and tell us like the release date again. And then are you doing anything special for the release? Doing a party or like a show or anything?
Well, the release date is October 21st. I'm doing a single October 7th. First thing you'll hear off Big Fat is October 7th. A little bit earlier for you guys. It's coming up. It's actually a month tomorrow. I'm doing another single the 14th, and then the album comes out the week after. So I'm doing like a 3 week rollout. I'll drop some snippets from the film probably those days too, those single days, just to build up the hype, get people seeing what I'm seeing in it. And then you guys are going to see the full film. I'm still deciding if I'm gonna drop it the day of. I'll probably end up dropping it the day of Big Fat on the 21st, maybe the 20th, but I'll probably just do the 21st. So you guys get to have like a whole day of Big Fat. So, and what was the other question?
Uh, yeah, I just asked about the release. You asked,
Okay,
yeah.
I thought there was one more. I'm bugging, but yeah, that's it. You guys are gonna get a great rollout. I'm doing it in 3 weeks um, because I want to keep the hype going. I don't want to like I should be dropping maybe earlier and then waiting like another month to do it. But I feel like for my supporters perfectly, I don't want them to get bored. So I'm gonna do single album, and then I feel like you guys are just gonna love it. I'm very excited.
That's dope, man. Very excited as well. Wish I still could get some radio play on that, but I'll definitely be sharing that shit, telling all my friends, all that, promoting it. You already know.
Thank you, yo. You guys in Wyoming be going stupid for me. I really appreciate you guys over there.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be getting a whole bunch of DMs from you guys, and like you guys be copping the merch and wearing it, sending me photos and shit. So I really appreciate that a lot.
That's tight, bro. I was glad to hear that, man. Glad to know my supporters are staying true, bro.
I really appreciate you guys.
And then as far as like what's the next move after all this comes out? Are you going to take a break, or is there? I'm sure there's always, you're never not working. But kind of what's next after we get the rollout and everything.
Um, Also for the rollout, I just remembered I'm dropping merch too. You guys will get a full merch run as well for Big Fat. But next, yeah, after at the album, I'm taking like I take like a little break as far as like being so hard on myself as far as like making the best beats I can for this. But after that, I'm gonna get back into it right away. I'm still gonna be making the beats, obviously. I'm capping, but I'm trying to work with. I'm just gonna keep working with my favorite artist, my future favorite artist, looking for new ones. Also, I'm trying to work with bigger artists because every producer does, you know. So next year I'm going for a plaque next year. I got the millions this year. I think I got like 10 plus or like 15 plus million this year streams on just everything.
Dude, that is literally insane, bro.
Which
That is
feels like amazing.
bonkers.
The first year that I got that much, so I really appreciate everybody who listens to the Fony beats and everything that I produce. But next year, the millions ain't enough for me no more. I'm going for the plaques. I need a plaque on my wall. You know, I need to give something to my mama.
Bro, what does that even feel like to like speak that into existence and just be like, yeah, like I got millions of streams. Like, what up?
The millions don't even feel like anything to me anymore. I feel like that's like nothing. I feel like it's not impressive anymore to me at all. Like it still means like everything to me. Obviously, that's all I have done, but it feels like I just like, as like a producer, you just always want more. I feel like you're just never satisfied, and that's what just keeps you hungry. But the power of speaking things into existence is real. Like I have to say I'm going to get plaque next year because I just need as much energy of that to come true, you know. So speaking things into existence is definitely real.
Mhm. And then to kind of wrap things off, like what have you learned? I guess also like throughout your whole entire career, but just in the last year, let's say specifically.
Last year, one of the biggest ones is something I saw Rick Rubin say. So he said, you have to see your work as if it's the first time because that's how the audience sees it. And I was like, wow, that really hit home because every single day when I pump Big Fat, I'm like, or I listen to my beats that I've listened to 100 times. I'm like, are people even gonna like this the same way I like this, or am I gonna look like a fool when this comes out and they're not gonna like it? I literally think that all the time. Even still, like Big Fat, I know it's gonna do great, but I'll be like, oh, I don't know. I like I'll hear like a song or a beat. I'm like, I have to change the melody on this. I have to change this on that. But really, it's like I just have to not do any of that and just let people hear it for the first time and love it. You know, just like I did the first time.
Mhm.
That's the biggest one for sure. To not be so critical as far as the work, you know, you just have to let it speak for what it is.
And that is, and then that as well, man, is I mean, even like just from your guys' releases, just being a fan over the years, like it definitely takes me a minute to like fully listen to a project. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you know things don't pop off right away, like that doesn't always necessarily mean that your fans like don't like it. Like they might just not be ready for it. They you gotta have some time to like digest it because that's how it is sometimes, honestly, with you guys' music. It takes me a minute to like go back and be like, damn, like this shit really was good. Like I was
The
sleeping on this
next year,
shit.
you're like, wow, like this was ahead of its time.
Uh-huh.
That's how I am with a lot of things too. Like when albums drop, I'm like, really gotta let this like be listen to it like 5 times. But I think with this album, it will be a little bit easier because I don't know. I feel like everyone's gonna hear this and think that it's my best work, and that's what I'm just very excited for. And next year, I could be wrong, but I believe I will be giving you guys Ring Cannon 2.
No way.
Ooh. Yeah, that's probably going to be the tape after this next year. So it's going from Fony name to Reen to Fony name to Reen. And, you know, that's just how it's going to be for right now. But I'm very excited. New Plushies coming out as well on October 1st. And you know what? When is this interview going to come out? I don't know, but I'm going to tell you guys it is going to be a pumpkin head plushie for Halloween. And I'll show you guys a photo too, because it is what you guys want to see.
Yo.
And it
Yes,
has a cape and a
sir.
sword on the back, and it is better quality. So shout
Bro,
out
that's
to
hard.
RUBUNBUN for taking my idea and bringing it to life, mixed with his ideas. He's a genius. You guys are gonna love this one. I can't wait to get mine. They're being shipped here right now, all 50 of them. So you guys are gonna get the new army, your little brother to the big bro.
That's hard, man. Shout out to him. His work's
Shout
hard.
out to RUBUNBUN.
But yeah, man, I mean, unless you got anything else, I think that's about what I have for you, bro.
Thank you so much. Show everybody that shirt real quick. Lift that shirt up real quick. That little FONYSTEIN, rare FONYSTEIN tee. We got the rare plushies. Everybody who bought a plushie, thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you, everybody who listens to the Fony tunes and cares as much as you guys do. I really appreciate y'all for life. And that's really all I gotta say. Thank you for everybody who's going to listen to Big Fat and who's going to watch the film and love it. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. That's all I really gotta say. Thank you to the supporters, everybody who cares, because this would not be possible without y'all. And
Yes,
thank you
sir.
to Different Visions too for having me.
Yes,
One and
sir.
only. Everybody tap in with him. Go follow him on the gram, all that. And it's all love from Big Fat Phone over here.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you, man. It was a great interview. This shit's dope, man. I had a great time, and I really appreciate you involving me in this, man. You're a real one, you know.
Of course. Thank you so much. I'm about to cook up right now. Actually, matter of fact, I'm about to go listen to this tape again. 100%. And these are the Fony headphones right here. I should be sponsored by Audio Technica because every Fony beat you ever made have been made on these crusty headphones. You do not need the best equipment.
Yes, sir. Hey, man,
Like
we're about to run out of time, but hey, man, thank you again, Fony, and peace out.
Peace, my boy. I love you.